Double.
Yeah, you were.
5:36, we call the committee meeting of the Port Allen City Council to order for August 7th, 2024. At this time, I'd like to request everyone either turn off or silence your electronic devices, please. Thank you. To begin, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the Public Safety Committee in order to establish a quorum. May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Riviere,
Here.
Ms. Lacy, Ms. Gordon,
Here.
who's present?
Item number 4, the Police Department report. Chief Hicks.
Evening, how y'all doing?
Hey, Chief.
Mayor, leading the Public Safety Committee, in order to keep both yourself and the City Council aware of the activities of the Port Allen Police Department, all for the account for the month of July 2024. Alarm home businesses 70, Assistant Port Allen Fire Department 7, disturbance 20, theft 14, suspicious activity 6, Port Allen Fire Department medical 31, information 5, incidents by location, northeast of Court Street and LA 160, northwest of Court Street and LA 169, southeast of Court Street and LA 171, southwest of Court Street and LA 139, south of I-10, 10. Total suspects arrested 13, 23 traffic crashes, and 26 tickets read.
We moved up, with the tickets, huh? We moved up with the tickets, huh? Traffic tickets.
Any questions for Chief Hicks? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Item number 5, the nuisance violation report. Inspector Gidget.
Good afternoon, guests, council, mayor. For the total of July, I had a total of 4 cases. All of them was high grass and they all have liens on them. Which one is that? That's the last 4. That's California Avenue, lot 308 North 15th Street, 268 North 15th Street, and 451 Harry Brown.
Lance.
Yes, ma'am.
That 308 North 15th Street, that's the vacant lot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Lance, have you had a chance to look at the ones I emailed you?
I actually looked at those, well, I was off Monday, but Tuesday I went out before I even saw your email, and I actually went to those houses, but the one on Avenue G, I went over there, the only thing he had to do is just cut that backyard.
Yeah, the backyard.
He cut it, he pulled some of the limbs and stuff to the front, but I see he tried, so I'm gonna talk to him and make sure.
Yeah, just the people that his backyard backs up to, they have a swimming pool, and
Yeah,
they found rats.
okay. Yeah,
From his property, and they,
I'm gonna catch up with him,
okay,
sometime, tomorrow.
all right, thank you.
All right.
Anything else? Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay, item 6, adjourn.
Public Works Committee, call to order. Establish a quorum. Roll call, please.
Ms. Gordon,
Here.
Mr. Riviere,
Here.
Mr. Brown,
Here.
who's present?
Item 4, discuss bringing in a contractor to operate water and gas department while Aaron Landry recovered from surgery.
Good evening, council.
Hey,
At the present time, Mr. Landry is off recovering from surgery this week and will be out for the next 3 or 4 weeks. And I'm consulting with 2 companies. The first one was the one we had a contract with at the beginning of the year, but couldn't never get back with him. And I think he wanted to change his quote as to his services, and then I got in touch with the previous company that the city hired years ago, Enterprise, Industrial Enterprise, Mr. Terry Smith, and both of them supposed to be giving me a quote on trying to get services, trying to provide us services so that we'll be in compliance with the water and gas service while Mr. Lamp out.
What was the name of the first one?
The first one is one's Industrial
Yeah.
Enterprise, and the other one is T&B is Thornton
Melamine something and
Musso.
Muso.
Musso?
Yeah.
Man, is that one of the companies that we was gonna use before when Aaron wanted to retire? Those one of the-
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed they said that the amount that they gave us wasn't feasible, so that's why they didn't get back with us.
Okay.
So hopefully it's by this week, by next Wednesday, I will have something to present to the council in reference to these companies. In fact, we also spoke with Ragton, who's doing the subdivision in back, Mr. Luke, and he said he might entertain the quote as well, so that'll be 3.
Okay.
Will be put on the agenda for next week?
Yeah, hopefully by the next Wednesday I have some.
Okay. Have y'all, any other questions?
Okay.
Thank you.
Item 5, project update, Mr. Tony Aricon.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Hello, everybody. I just wanted to get a few things on, hopefully on our agenda for next week, and kind of give y'all an update of all the projects that are going on. Y'all should have a handout, and the things that are referenced are attached to the back. The first has to do with phase 12 of the road job. That's the one that N-Track has. They completed all the work except for some very, very minor punch list items, and for that reason, we recommend that y'all put on the agenda approving payout number 2 in the amount of $30,860.75, and also approve their substantial completion, which, you know, obviously if a road is finished, you can drive on it, then it's substantially complete. The next has to do with, of course, phase 12 is over, phase 13 is right behind it, and it is actually ready to go. It covers a part of Avenue A, Oregon, and Michigan. The pump station generators project, and I'm sure y'all have seen the big generators at the various sites, is also complete. We recommend approval of the substantial completion. It's attached as well. And then we get into the sewer stuff, which of course is always messy. The railroad lift station rehab job it's complete, except for when they installed the new pump, the valve that feeds the pump was broken, so we replaced it. And also during that, it's been happening, but a pipe and a manhole just outside the station, y'all see all the big equipment there, essentially collapsed. It's a brick manhole and the pipe's going into it. So they can't test that pump until that gets put back together. What I'm recommending in this case is they only have their first payout, which is $166,500, and then I'd say conditional approval on the substantial completion. You know, so they don't have to wait another month. Obviously, if they have a successful test, then I'll get with the mayor and have him execute the substantial. And tying into all the sewer issues, I already spoke about replacing that brick manhole. We've got space to do that. They did replace the suction valve. And I know we talked about the influent pumps at the wastewater treatment plant that we have. 3 out of 4 are not working. Well, we had them all taken to the shop, and they all need to be rebuilt, but fortunately not majorly rebuilt. So we expect those back in 5 weeks, and we had also had the Sphinx remove them and reinstall them when they come back. And knock on particle board, hopefully that'll be the last major pump station that can't pump.
Right.
Any questions on any of this, y'all? I just felt that it was time to catch up on all these. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 6, adjourn. Adjourn.
Community Development Committee, call to order. One, South Point, roll call.
Mr. Brown,
Here.
Ms. Lacy, Mr. Hubble. No quorum.
No quorum. So community development cannot be. Right?
Charlene, will we do personnel?
Yes, you can.
Call the personnel committee to order, establish a quorum, may we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hubble. Ms. Gordon.
Here,
Mr. Riviere.
Here.
Quorum's present.
Item number 4, discuss hiring part-time workers in roads and drainage until December of 2024. Mayor Lee.
Good evening, Council. This is something we do every year. During this time of year, the grass is growing, and we need additional assistance to keep up with the upgrowing vegetation. We have a lot of grass to cut, and we usually hire 3 additional part-time workers to carry us through the end of the year. We currently have at least 2 vacancies in the roads and drainage, so we're really 5 people short. We did interviews last week, and we had 5 candidates, and we're gonna hire all of them part-time, and evaluate and then fill a full-time position with 2 of those part-time. But right now, only 3 have accepted those positions. So that's what we're saying with the part-time.
And Mayor, we have hired full-time employees from this in the past?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So, we make that an agenda item for next week, please? Let's get through this, you guys. Okay, item number 5, discuss making the following transfers. Mayor Lee. I can read Traylon Johnson from Roads and Drainage to meter reader.
Yes, that's Council Traylon Johnson. He was in roads and drainage, and of course we had 1 meter reader who had just got hired, and he ended up being terminated or resigned, and we needed to fill that position. As I explained to you in the past, Terry Porter is less than a year away from retiring, and we need to train an additional person to fill his position, in addition to carrying the workload that's increased with the new subdivision coming up. So Traylon worked in as a labor 1 in roads and drainage as a weeding and edger, and he expressed interest in working as a meter reader. And for the past month, he's been in that position, learning and handling certain tasks. And according to Terry Porter, he has grasped that job description pretty well. So I'm gonna recommend that we keep him in that role full time and transfer him to that position as meter reader as he gets educated.
he keep the same pay or he get an increase?
No, he'll be capable of change from labor 1 to meter reader.
Make that an agenda item?
Yeah, it'll be from, if this current pay is 101 D, if they'll move to 117A.
The next one is Shanisa Jackson from wastewater treatment to roads and drainage.
Yes, Councilman, Ms. Jackson has requested to be transferred from wastewater treatment facility to roads and drainage. There is, like I said before, there is a vacant position that is open, and Darrell, who is the supervisor, did accept her transfer, and she will remain at the same pay because she still be certified as a wastewater treatment operator too, and we will allow her to continue her training and she can get her certification, and she will remain on call for both water, gas, and wastewater treatment call outs. And, like I said, her pay will still remain the same at 112C.
Well, Mayor, didn't she just pass her class 3 test?
No, she didn't take the test. She went to get the 32 hours, but she wasn't able to take the test.
Why she didn't take the test?
Because she brought her, well, I can't discuss that. You get with me after the meeting now.
Okay.
That's it.
So she asked for a transfer to road and drainage. Did BJ approve of that, or he's okay with it? I know we always say we short-handed, and I know we were saying we need class 3 license, and she was the candidate for it. So, I mean, what's the big change if that's what we're asking for, and she was in class to get the class 3 license, but all of a sudden she changed into road and drainage? Why?
Well, there's some issues that
So did the supervisor approve her transfer?
well, I spoke with him today. He told me he was aware of it, so on the conversation I had. And I told her that she'll be going to roads and drainage at her request.
So why do we still have to have her certified if she's not going to be in that position anymore?
Well, that doesn't change the certification. She's still.
But she's not in that department anymore, so if she's going to roll and drain it, seems like she should be doing what's there instead of you paying her to go get certified for waste, for sewer plant if she's not no longer in that municipality.
Yeah, she's still on payroll. That's why I said it's how it's still.
Yeah, but she's not in the same department.
Yeah, but she'd be on
She
call.
transferred.
So she'll still have the experience. And I'm assuming that.
But we still shouldn't have to pay for her to go get certified if she's not in that department, correct? I mean, I'm just asking a question. I don't know.
My thing is, you never know when you're gonna need a person. Okay, and if she's willing to get the certification, maintain the certification while she's an employee, if something happens and we need her, then she has to go.
Well, no, not necessarily. She asked for a transfer. She must have had a reason why she wanted to transfer out.
Well, that's the understanding that I have.
I don't know. Is this the first time this ever happened where an employee just requests a transfer? You know, we're shorthanded citywide, so to speak. So just by requesting a transfer, we will start.
Well, she requested transfer because there was issues going on within that department.
It couldn't be solved?
I'm not going to discuss that.
The issue couldn't be solved? They couldn't solve the issue?
Well,
I mean, if they got an issue there, what making it gonna have an issue over there?
It was discussed.
I mean, I'm just asking the question because we always say we're short-handed over there, and then finally we get fully staffed, and then you approve for her to go to another department, and we just sent her to go get her class 3 license.
Right.
So,
Well,
you know.
let's put this back in perspective. I approved her to go to another department because of the vacancy. Okay, there's vacancies all over. So all we got to do is fill that vacancy where she left.
But why would you approve it if we needed her at the sewer?
Because either, if I didn't, I mean, she might well left the department altogether.
Well, everybody leaving anyway, so just, okay, that's our choice.
Once again, according to my transfer letter, she will be used in various stages while she's over there in roads and drainage. It's not like she's not going to be working in sewer. She's still be.
But I mean, if she got conflict with them in sewage, why would she want to go back and work with them, period? If I'm having a problem with them, I wouldn't want to go back in it.
Well, sometimes you got to bite the bullet.
Well, then she should have bite the bullet and let us stay.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Okay, we'll move.
No, I'm sorry. I
Go ahead.
think I was just trying to get some understanding on why she wanted to move as well.
Yeah, and
It don't
we
make
don't-
I'm just trying to understand,
Yeah.
is it some conflict that went on, or just,
There's,
she
there's,
just choosing to move, just change departments?
Yeah. and, you know, the mayor can meet with y'all, individually and, you know, if y'all
You
have
should have made it up
questions
before
about
he
it.
brought this before us.
Yeah. But it's a, you know, we want to be, this does involve personnel, so we just have to kind of tiptoe around, you know, we don't want to be disclosing confidential personnel matters in a public meeting. So that's why I would suggest, you know, if you have questions, just give the mayor about what's going on.
Okay, how about a general question?
Sure.
Is it uncommon to move from one department to the next?
No,
Is
really.
that something that's uncommon?
Let me address that. We get requests to move all the time.
And they don't request it.
The mayor makes a decision as to whether or not he wants to, you know, honor that request or not. But since I've been here for 4 years, I've had multiple employees who have requested transfers from department to department. But as the mayor's in charge of personnel, it's his call.
So the supervisor don't have any say so if they want that employee to stay.
Supervisor can't already the
I'm
mayor.
just saying,
Yeah, no,
I mean, you
right.
got to communicate with the
Right.
supervisor.
Well,
you know.
this is just committee meeting. This is notification. You know, anything y'all vote on will be next week. Y'all have time
Well,
to
we can't
discuss
vote
it
on this
between
because he
now and
already approved for the start tomorrow in that position.
like I
So
said
it
before,
don't seem like we have to vote on it, right?
seems like you don't have to actually discuss it in committee meeting. Really, the mayor's in charge of personnel says he
That's
can
what I'm
make a
saying.
decision.
Yeah.
So
He
really-
came here as a
So
courtesy.
really, he didn't even have to bring
He didn't
Yeah,
have to bring
yeah,
it.
that's
Not
it.
the department head, it don't even, we can't.
But
even-
I'm assuming he's gonna ask you to vote because he brought it in here. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge next week. But the reality is, it's his call at this
Yeah,
point.
you know it's his
Right?
call,
And
but
we
if you
had-
put it on the agenda,
and
then
the
you should
question
give us some
was-
answers here.
I wouldn't have.
I mean, if we didn't have no voice on it, he shouldn't have put it on the
I'm
agenda.
sure he might be
Well,
regretting
a lot of
that.
times, you guys wanna know what's going on. So this
Yeah, I
is
mean, let us know
what-
something.
Well, this is what I'm telling you.
All right, but-
You know what's going on.
But yeah, but you should email us all at one time, man.
And just so everybody knows too, you know, just because, you know, your departments, how the council and the mayor, how y'all craft y'all departments, that's just internal hierarchy. At the end of the day, all these people are employees of the city. You know, just because you're an employee in one department doesn't mean that, hey, I need you to go over here to another department on this particular day to help these folks out. So, you know, just because, you know, this employee is moving from one department to another department doesn't mean, look, if things get bad in another department, I may have to send you in, whether it's the one she came from or some kind of completely
That's
other
what I was trying to
department.
say.
Yeah, so, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the mayor, he's in the half of authority to, you know, shuffle people around as needed, you know, whether changing departments on a permanent basis or, you know, even directing people to go outside their department, just something comes up one day and we have a big emergency in one department. We need everybody over there. So, you know, just because, you know, this employee would not be in that same department doesn't mean that that employee cannot be asked to go back and do things in that department, should the circumstances arise. And then obviously if she does maintain certain certifications that may still be applicable to that old department, then, you know, that helps the city out still there, having that person on staff.
Okay. Thank you.
The next one is Frank Samuel the fourth, from roads and drainage to mechanic assistant.
Yeah, Council, this is, Mr. Frank Salmon just got hired with us. In fact, he was one of our part-time workers. I know he was a part-time worker. They got hired last year, at the beginning of this year, full-time. And he's requested interest in the mechanic assistant job that we have vacant. And I'm gonna temporarily put him over there to see how he does as an assistant mechanic.
So it'll be like a 6-month probationary type thing? For,
Yeah, it'd be temporary until we, my current mechanic was Mike 2, he evaluates him, and then after evaluation,
Right.
he'll make a determination whether he wants him to fill that position.
So, Mayor, all those who getting the transfer, all of them gonna be on 6-month probation, or just the new?
Yeah, the ones once they go into their new role,
Yes.
6-month probation, except for Ms. Below, because she's already.
But that's a new position for her, right?
No, the salary didn't change.
So, okay, you saying they move into another department, they have to go through a 6-month probation. They've already been through a 6-month probationary period in the other department. So they move into this next department, they have to go through another 6-month probationary period.
Yes, ma'am, it's a different time, it's a different, department. Classification.
Any other questions? Adjourn?
Finance Committee, item number 1, call to order. Item number 2, establish a quorum. Item number 3, roll call.
Ms. Lacy,
Present.
Mr. Hubble, Mr. Brown.
Here.
Present.
And I would like to, vote to amend the agenda. I had spoken to Ms. Rose about getting an update about, on the step and grade pay, and also for a pay raise increase for the council members. But that was something that we were started working on already.
Yeah, yes, a review of the entire step and grade pay chart is in progress. At this point, I'm sorry.
You want to go ahead? You want to amend
Amend the
it?
agenda.
Your update on that?
Okay, well, I mean, it's just discussion.
Okay, so Ms. Lacy has made a motion to amend the agenda of the Finance Committee to add an agenda item to discuss updates on the comprehensive review of the employee pay structure.
Step and grade chart.
Step and grade chart. A second.
And the council. The members of the council raise pay raise.
Second.
Ms. Lacy, Mr. Brown.
Yes.
And that item carries 2-0.
Okay, what you want? Look, listen. Me and the mayor had a brief discussion about salaries the other day. As you know, a 4% across the board increase just took effect July 1st. But as it pertains to modifying the step and grade chart as a whole, we're in the process of trying to determine, one, where we fit in comparison to other municipalities and what they're paying. And it takes a little while to obtain that information because everybody don't generally give it to you voluntarily. We're also trying to, matter of fact, we made a request, I think, from the parish probably when we first had this conversation. And I think we received partial information, but not all the information. That stated, I think we just kind of need to know, what your preferences are. I mean, you're the council. You're going to have to appropriate the funds for this thing. So are we looking to increase salaries by 10%, 15%, 20%? Are we looking at every position, or are we just looking at some positions? It's a process, right? I think we would be remiss to consider overall salary enhancement without looking at job descriptions and what services people are performing. I think we have to take a serious look at the certifications that are required for certain positions and of not only the time that it takes to obtain the points, because all the certifications is on a point system, and you get points either for work experience or college experience or a combination of both, but you have to acquire a certain number of points before you can even take a level 2 over a level 1 or a level 3 over a level 2. So you have to look at that, and you also have to look at what's involved in terms of how long it's taking people to move up, you see, because we do have some people who have taken several opportunities to to obtain these certifications, and, without success. So it's a variety of factors that have to be, analyzed and evaluated. But if the council wants to make a recommendation in terms of, where you want this increase to fall percentage-wise, that'll give us some information to compare to those other jurisdictions that we compete with. Look, we've had this conversation. I mean, I think the chief is left, but the chief and I have had this conversation on multiple occasions. We have to do it for police because we're hiring police officers and they stay in a little while, get some experience, and then they go into other jurisdictions for increased salaries that we can't match. And that's just going to continue to be a revolving door unless we address where we bring them in and how quickly we can pay salaries that are commensurate with other departments, right? Because we're losing them to the sheriff's office in Riviere, the EBR sheriff. I mean, we've got people that's going back and forth, right? They will at the EBR sheriff as a correctional officer in the parish prison, right? Then they come over here to get their road experience, and then they go back over there to go back on the road. And a lot of that has to do with pay. And like I said, we've had conversations across the board, and the reality is you have some folks that expect people to take jobs for less pay than they already make it, which who's going to do that? So it's definitely a problem. Like I said, I think we're going to start with police. I've had some conversations with the chief, and with this being an election year, then we're going to have conversations with both individuals because this is going to carry on into the next term. But it's going to require some reorganization because at the end of the day, you still have finite resources. So you may not be able to keep 20 officers. You may have to go down to rearrange your shifts and become creative in how to cover all of your needs and be able to pay the salaries to the individuals you need to address those needs. So it's in process. That's all I can really tell you at this point. The second piece.
So
Go ahead.
So when I look at all those factors, variables there, so basically it's like kind of, I don't want to say prioritizing, but definitely the area of interest I would say would be the city police and our city employees, the roads, the train, those city employees.
DPW.
And
DPW. You're right.
That I can see maybe doable without having to consider as many of those variables. And of course, the council.
Well, see, that's a separate thing.
That's, I'm just saying.
Y'all have to do that. Y'all got about 6 months.
Yeah, and we're gonna get it done.
You all have to propose, make some propositions in terms of what you want salaries to be.
But also want to look at,
And you got to talk to your mayor because he still has the veto.
Yeah, so we want to make sure we look at what the industry, the standards are that's around us, to be able to factor that in.
Look, hey, I'm all
I definitely
for.
want to start working toward it.
I'm all for quality pay for quality work, right? That being said, you have to do it before the new term. You cannot increase your salary during the term. So
Yeah, I know about that.
that's just where it stands. I think what y'all salaries go it's like 1,000.
No, don't even embarrass us.
It's not 1,000 a month.
I think it's 12,
844.
Wait, is that after
Yeah,
taxes?
insurance.
I think that's
Yeah,
after that's after
insurance.
deductions.
Yeah.
So I think it's 1,000
Yeah.
and 1,250 for the.
But what you bring
Mayor
on,
Pro Tem.
844.
That ring a bell on that? I think it's 1,000. Yeah, I think it's 1,000 for the
taxes.
and then 1,250 for whoever the mayor pro tem. And I think that was changed probably 10 years ago, give or take. I might have been city attorney back then. I'm sorry.
but I don't think I've seen $1,000.
Well, they're deductions.
Like insurance.
You got to take that up with Uncle Sam and the state and all the other people, FICA. Social
It's 1,000 number
Security.
two.
I don't know what gets deducted. I don't look at y'all stuff, but I know statutorily the salary is $1,000 and $1,250 for the mayor pro tem. So, what you think?
In comparison to other municipalities.
Are we comparing with the
Where-
parish council
where are we
members or just the city?
I have
Municipality.
not looked at other municipalities or the parish council with respect to
Where the
the
parish
council
council
members'
get 1,200.
salary. I'm sorry.
Parish council get 1,200.
Yeah, parish council got it.
I think that LMA can
Whole lot
probably,
more money than us.
LMA can probably give you some statistics in terms of, all right, taking cities, towns, villages with the population equivalent to Port Allen and showing what are the aldermen, what the council members are get, and then it'll probably get some documentation as well in terms of, if they may not have pay scales and all that for each municipality, but, at least identifying other jurisdictions that have similar populations to you, that at least tells you, okay, let's now reach out to those and see what information we can pull from those and then compare it to what Port Allen is and is doing and then see how that compares.
I mean, with it being a proposal for legislative pay, and the legislative body has to kind of, drive the train on that one to an extent.
We driving right now.
When I'm talking about in terms of getting the research and coming up with a number, I mean, you have to come up with a proposal.
Yeah.
And then you have to have a discussion with your mayor about that proposal and see if he wants to entertain that, Y'all have to be on the same page at the end of the day. So, there you have it.
I'm confident that the mayor will be on board and leave us a good stand.
Okay.
So, it's just kind of.
Look, hey,
For next week to at least bring this up.
Mr. Brown and I had a conversation about this, about 2 weeks ago. We said we were gonna re-engage on this project, right? And that's kind of where we are.
And I was also thinking maybe phase it, maybe should do the others.
It'll definitely be phased in. No question. It'll definitely be phased in. But like I said, it's a bigger issue than just looking at pay. You kind of look at a little reorganization as well. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're doing this in 2 phases. All right?
Okay.
All right.
So I make an agenda item for next week.
Go for it.
Agenda item? Yes, ma'am.
30% raise.
30%?
What now? Oh, 40? Do I hear 40? 50? I mean, why stop there?
Okay. Item number 4, the monthly financial report by Ms. Katrina Davis.
Good morning, Councilman. How are you? I did not prepare the monthly report as I normally do. We're still another month before we actually close the books. So again, we've got stuff to true up to get ready for the close. As far as July is concerned, I looked at the numbers. Typically, you want to be 8.34%, have an 8.34% spending rate on each department in order or under to make sure that you have enough resources to go through a 12-month period. I did note that there are a couple of departments that are over that. One is sanitation. I believe that they've had some increases with garbage pickup. So I'm sure at some point we're going to have to look at moving prices up for the customers or making some adjustments to our budget to accommodate the annual pay. To Republic. Right now, it's Republic. Yeah. Now, maybe if we get some, if we change,
What the numbers are? I know you didn't do the report, but just what.
you wanna know what it's over?
Yes, ma'am.
Right now, the spending for July is 15.05%. It is way over 8.34.
And the increase is coming from what?
Increase in
The sanitation.
the reason for their increase
Oh, this there.
is from their
Okay.
end. Yeah, they have increased their prices.
Is it a annual cost of operating increases? I believe.
I mean, I know, cause I know every year that they have this,
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it went up last year, and I think y'all had us look at it, and at that time, yeah, they did have a provision in their contract that allowed, it's almost like adjusting the contract amount annually based on CPI, which is not necessarily uncommon in some type of contract.
And then it's going up this year or something.
But wait, I think what's part of the problem is, that's a per user contract. And we're increasing users every month. And sometimes, those increases may not be together, right? Because, I'm just saying that because, I know there are no interim increases in the contract. The contract only changes on a yearly basis, but it is based on the number of users. So I think we got to just look at how we do the
What I looked at today, DPW had an increase of almost $150 on their dumpster.
You talking about the dumpster charge? Yeah, okay, so that's a different thing. I thought you were talking about the monthly.
Trash.
I thought you were talking about the monthly customer collection. So what happened with the DPW stuff? It was the contract hadn't been renewed in a long time. Like since I've been here, at least they were paying a set amount, and their fees have changed over that time period. So there was a renewal of the basically the services and the charges for those services for those two dumpsters. We have one at DPW and one at the sewer plant. So yeah, those prices did increase. They did increase since the last few weeks actually. That might have happened. It happened this summer, maybe June, maybe May. So yeah, that just occurred. Right. So
Lance,
yeah.
I mean, would it be possible to negotiate contracts, with a different vendor just for the dumpsters? I mean, I know a couple of businesses who are with Republic and just Republic just slowly inched up, and they found another vendor, their other. So
yes, let me just say that this kind of came out of the blue.
Yeah.
I got an email from them about, it's time to redo your contract or your agreement, which we had never really done anything relative to their agreement during my tenure. And so, but their prices kind of creeped up a little bit since then, and so, all of the issues we've dealt with, since everybody came in during the pandemic and after, and talked about how much their prices increased and how much fuel costs was this and this, that, and the other. But the reality is that, yes, we'll definitely look into other vendors. And I don't think we're not tied into a contract per se. What I think happened is they were charging a rate and they looked at our stuff and it was like, well, your rate's been the same for X amount of time, so now we're going to charge another rate, right? But we could definitely review it. I mean, we might have paid the new rate twice. It might have been twice that I recall, because I know, if she's doing this, then this is just for the first month of the year. Yeah, so it hadn't been much, but it's definitely something that we can look at. I never understood why we didn't have a dumpster with Ace, because Ace does the dumpster for City Hall, and it's a different price. But this is the system that was already in place. They had Republic over there and Ace over here, yada 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 over there. So, but yeah, we'll definitely take a look at it, tell them to pull their dumpsters and move to another. You know.
So then, so we have to understand it's not the services that Republic is providing.
Not
So
residential.
it's residential.
No, I misunderstood. I thought she was when she said sanitation. I thought she was talking about the trash collection. We're talking about dumpsters and the like. I mean, it's still all sanitation, but I was thinking she was talking about that big bill we get. That's $50,000 plus a month. We're talking about 2 dumpsters that cost us about $800.
And the other department that, is really high would be the sewer department. They were, oh boy.
We need that for.
Well, and this is, like I said, just for, this month alone. But sewer is, with all of the problems that we have, I had it more than I guess changed it. It was way up there too. And I apologize.
I propose to just get with it next week when you
Hmm.
get it to us.
Yeah, I can definitely do that, for next week, but I wanna say it was almost at 30%. And I know we've had a lot of problems with the wastewater.
This is just a 1 month
This
expenditure.
is just one, and all the problems we've had,
Right.
expenses and stuff. So I know we're definitely going to have to look at getting some grant money to help with that expense. I have to do something to get some money.
You know what, Ryan?
Okay.
I remember you said that.
I'll be working on it.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I don't have a problem with that. Any questions?
Man.
Item number 5, adjourn.
Brown.
Community Development Committee, call to order. Number 2, South Forum. Item 3, roll call.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Ms. Lacy.
Present?
Mr. Hubble. Orange present.
Item number 4, discuss variance requests for 1065 Michigan Avenue by the Birds. Right, Joe?
Yeah, this is a variance request like those others we've done in the past few months that we have not had a populated board of adjustments. The Bird family is doing some renovations to the back of the property. It's not a full wall. I think it's like a patio project, but in reviewing the project, it just looked to be a little close. So out of an abundance of caution, the mayor and I suggested that they apply for a retroactive variance, and that would be to reduce the setbacks basically to what they are now, because when the property was originally constructed, it wasn't 8 feet. You know, so it's probably closer to 5. But I don't think we have to put a number on it. I think we can just say we're going to reduce the variance. We're going to reduce the setbacks to what they currently are, so that the line of that wall can stay where it is. Anything to add on that?
On which one?
1065, yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, we just need to.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it. I spoke with Mr. Joseph about their neighbor, and he said he was fine with it. So I'm good with it. Anyone else good with it?
So the only one to be affected would be the rear, the neighbor in the rear,
It's actually just the west side neighbor.
west side.
Yes.
Yeah, just the west side neighbor.
And he's fine with it.
Nothing really changed. It was just trying to make sure that we do this the same way for everybody. And the ordinance is, 8 feet now. So looking at it, couldn't tell if it was 8 feet or not, but nothing is extending beyond any location that it already was. We just wanted to bring it before like we did all the others.
Yes.
Agenda item for next week.
Correct.
Item number 5, discuss request to rezone the West View crossing lots created from the property originally intended for commercial development from C1 to R3. Joe?
Right. So this is the matter we handled a couple of months ago, where the developers converted the property intended for commercial to residential. This is now just the follow-up to rezone that property from C1, which permits residential construction, but it doesn't limit it to residential construction, to R3, which is solely residential construction. And that way, no one can come in and say, well, it was zoned C1, and we're gonna build a whatever business type of property instead of a residence. So it was passed favorably before planning and zoning last week, and just asked that be made an agenda item to confirm the planning and zoning recommendation. This is a rezone.
Item number 6, discuss request to subdivide property at 510 North Jefferson and 444 Maryland Avenue by Deborah Landry.
You want to pass that?
Well, I'm gonna let the council know what's going on. Council, we had a discussion on this. This is about a downtown mixed-use district. We had several requests. This is like the third one, reference to residents that fall within that corridor. And what that is a certain area of Jefferson Avenue that has marked off for mixed use for businesses and residential. And the whole purpose of that ordinance or that zoning was to bring back downtown, Fort Allen. And over the years, that's still in the slow process. And the thing is that once a resident, I guess, want to change their property, it has to revert to some type of commercial property or residential upstairs on the second floor. But right now I had a discussion with the city attorney and with Lance early in the office. It's going to take a little more discussion as to what we can do and what we can't do in reference to these requests. So we're going to table this issue and probably bring it before planning and zoning, I'm assuming.
So, is it 2 residences?
Right, this is one property on the corner of Maryland and Jefferson, but they have 2 houses on one property.
Gotcha.
And all she want to do is subdivide that property and separate it
It still meet this minimum square. No,
That's
Alright.
what we need to do.
Yeah.
Okay, look.
We
I
don't
mean,
want
the
that
kind of cat's out the bag now.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, under the present zoning ordinance, the lots don't meet all the lots won't meet all of the requirements, right? So we got to change the requirements or change the lots, right? So it's Mr. Alvarez and I discussed it, and it looks like we're gonna have to amend the ordinance as to what constitutes a permissible use in DMU. So it's zoning is always a combination of issues. It's about size plus intended use. And your DMU ordinance does not permit single-family detached homes, which is what we all recognize as just a regular single-family house, not attached to any other building. But you can do other types of residential. Just can't be a detached house. So it's just a conflict in what's pre-existing and what the intentions are going forward. So it's gonna take a little modification.
The agenda item next week,
Well, that's gonna require
That's gonna be
ordinance.
on
That's gonna require,
Right.
yeah, that's gonna require an ordinance. So,
But y'all have to come up with the.
yeah, they got, no, not next
yeah,
week.
I was like,
Right, they just trying to do what they want to do, you know?
Not next week, no,
Alright.
yeah, it's gotta be written, it's gotta be drafted. Yeah, so, I mean, you can introduce a short title, but, and
Maybe
hopefully get it done
October,
the following
November,
month.
something
You know,
like
it's gonna take a minimum 60 days, or 30 days to get this done. You can introduce 1 month past the next. So, I don't know if Mr. Alvarez wants to undertake that,
No, I mean, if we're looking at amending the ordinance to allow for it, yeah, that'd be a pretty simple amendment. I guess the biggest thing to consider is how do you want to what you amend it to?
any more questions on? So, item number 7, update on community development activities. Ms. Rose, your chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, members of the council, I guess it's day, good evening. We kind of been busy this month, getting our kids ready to go back to school, winding down for summer, so it's been really, really exciting. With the events and we've had just a little bit different from a regular year not involved in the school. We've had the Split the Bus, and they will have their giveaway coming up. That was a really big success. We also had, I think, 3 other school supplies giveaway. And other than that, the big giveaway was the 3-day back to school with the haircuts and the braiding that Council Lady Lacy spearheaded. And I think she really involved a lot of the other elected officials in her event. From what I can understand, it was quite a big success because she did a lot of Facebook Live on it. We saw all of the people. She was telling people to come out and do their thing. So we're excited about I think our kids are ready to go back to school. And of course, on Monday, we also had a think tank type of event to help the new principal and other new administrators at Twan Elementary School to get their mission together this year. So we're excited about the things that's going to go on in the city as far as the schools go and how we can actually support them even though they're handled by the school board. We just come off of a trip to the Louisiana Municipal Association, and the Council Lady God and the mayor was there. Very, very great learning experience, and of course we're always proud of our mayor who served on the board of the LMA and the wonderful things that they're doing to integrate a lot of learning experiences for the city and the city officials. Once again, the museum, the library are still at it again with a lot of events and activities for the city that cost us nothing. And of course, they're getting ready. They had the big card party, and now they're getting ready for the Sugar Fest. Sugar Fest will be, of course, as every year, the first Sunday in October. The other thing that will be coming up in October, not sure of the date, but I think second or third week, is the Stop the Violence event. I think I saw the parade permit in the mayor's office where he approved it already, but they have not come with a proposal. I do understand they will be requesting some funds this year. We have not gotten that request yet to go along with it, but we know that they'll be coming again in October with Stop the Violence. This is something that they partner with our community in support of the police department and the things that we can do to keep this a great and peaceful community. So we're excited about that. Other than that, we're getting ready with the great football events that will be going on with the high school, with the kids and the community events, as well as, of course, some of the elders. Any other questions? I am more than willing to entertain at this time.
Ms. Rose, the Stuff the Bus, is they still gonna distribute everything to the school, or they having a
From my understanding, they were gonna take it to
the school? Okay.
I have some clarity on that, and I know with the other events that are out in we always like it to go to the students, but, you know, sometimes the students need other things during the year, and I think that was the purpose of them taking it to the school when a student runs short, that the teachers will have these supplies in the classroom that can benefit the students immediately at that time.
I do have a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, I just want to thank everyone who came on board with the back to school event. From having a 3-day event, it was just like phenomenal. Some days it got a little hectic, but at the end of the day, just to see the kids smile and the parents know that we helping out in the community and helping those parents with those children and their kids who are going back to school. And I do thank all the sponsors, everybody that donated, wanted to donate, volunteered. It's just, I give them a great thanks for being able to continue to do this. Like, and being the 4th year of doing it, every year it just gets bigger and better. So, and like you say, the candidates, some of the candidates
They came in to help, and the kids are gonna go back to school with a lot of self-confidence, feeling good, especially with the haircuts and the braiding and everything. I thought that was just awesome that, you know, you could just give your services back to these kids, and they're gonna go back with a lot of confidence. That's something that's in our community that's greatly appreciated and definitely something that we need. So, that's it for me.
Thank you, Rob. Item number 8, adjourned.
Yeah, got big correspondence. I'm gonna give you a little up-to-date, who we're paying for this year's audit. I got the engagement letter from Epperson and Clinton, and I'll present to y'all at next Wednesday's meeting. Also, we did an appeal on the population estimates for the city of Port Allen. Remember, we was under 5,000, and we appealed it to LSU Ag Center, and they've increased our numbers to 5,230 residents. So that's a big plus for the city.
we still sit.
I'm kind of worried.
The other thing, we was mentioning about raises and so forth, but we also got to keep in mind, we had some increases this year. The public service had their annual 4% increase, and right now that started last month. So the new rate for public services is up a little bit from 26.11 or 26.16 to 27.21 a month. Also, school starts this week. Beware of the school zones and the bus stops, and I want everybody to drive careful as they commute through the city. The 87th LMA convention was held in Shreveport this year. It was a big success. Had good weather. We got a new president. His name is Rick Allen, and he will be guiding the LMA organization for the remaining for this year coming up. And next year's event will be in Lake Charles. It will be in the middle of the week instead of weekend, and it will be planned for July 29th through the 31st in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And other than that, I think that's it. Also, one other thing, we also discussed rate increases on water and sewer. We're still trying to figure those rates out, and that can be another issue that's going to be brought up within the next, not this meeting, but probably next meeting, is how much we're going to increase the rate.
Still in discussion with Louisiana
I'm
rules.
still going to see one of the numbers from there. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Adjourn.